keep eating like that, you're gonna outgrow everything you own.
Well, he's growing so quick we can hardly keep up with him.
Well, you want to be big and strong like your daddy, don't you?
Yeah, that's right.
You finished?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're going to go upstairs, and what are we going to do?
Brush your teeth.
Yeah. All right.
That's right.
Come on, baby.
Okay, I'll see you later, partner.
Okay, brush good.
Okay.
I can't believe Audrina is still asleep.
Well, I can, seeing as how she and her daddy were up at 5 listening to the seagulls this morning.
It was really sweet of you to get up with her.
I'm never going to complain about sitting on the deck with a lovely young lady watching the sunrise.
You didn't sleep very good last night, did you?
It seemed hot last night. Didn't it?
So, have you figured out what you're going to do about that file that Harlan Richards has on your mother?
Whatever I can to neutralize it.
How?
I suppose I'll start by trying to prove it was doctored, although I hate to commit myself without knowing for sure if there isn't something she's holding back from me, you know?
Well, you keep saying that. Why do you think that she's holding something back from you?
I don't know, darling. I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking for trouble where there is none.
Well, nobody would blame you. You know, this whole thing is centered around your family. I mean, first somebody tries to hurt Rick. Secondly, you find out that Harlan Richards has a file on your mother implicating her in a murder. What I don't understand is why Harlan Richards would have a vendetta against your family.
Well, maybe he doesn't. That thing with my brother could be a result of the fact that Rick became a threat when he saw the check that Richards wrote to Jack Sellers to bomb the Blues. He could be holding the file on my mother as insurance in case I get too close. Your father has a theory that this whole thing comes down to business. He thinks that Richards is behind all the antagonism between Capwell Enterprises and the Blues because he wants to see the whole project blow up. He can step into the void and build his own resort. And that's certainly possible.
Yeah?
And we do know somebody who might know if it's true.
Who?
Robert Barr. Although he wasn't much help last time I asked.
Well, I'm sure you could convince him to help you by convincing him that it would put him on my father's good side.
And since when does Robert care about that?
Since he proposed to my sister yesterday.
He proposed to Kelly?
Yeah.
So?
So, I don't know.
Given the trouble that Robert caused us, I could see how you wouldn't be thrilled to have him marrying into the family.
There really isn't it.
Then what is it?
Well, it's not as if I haven't thought about the possibility of this happening. I mean, Robert was very much in love with Kelly when he left town, and Kelly was very much in love with him.
But you draw the line at them getting married.
No, you know, it's really not my line to draw. I just think this is really rushed, especially for Robert.
You're losing me here.
Well, I mean, Kelly thinks so. Basically, she hasn't said yes yet.
You don't honestly think she's going to turn him down, do you?
No, I don't. I just think that there's something a little odd about all this.
Which you no doubt told Kelly?
No. You know, Kelly already assumed before I even told her that I wasn't crazy about the marriage.
Well, maybe she thinks the reason you're not crazy about the marriage is that you have some leftover feelings about Robert.
You're always right. When she said that, I told her she was dead wrong. I mean, if marrying Robert is going to make her happy, then I think she should do it. I mean, whatever happened between us is a decade ago, and there wasn't much to begin with, and there's certainly nothing left. I mean...
Yeah, well, that's easy to say, but it may not be so easy for Kelly to believe. I don't think it's going to be easy for anybody in the family to get used to the idea of him being a part of it.
I think you've got a budding architect on your hands. Chips upstairs building a town with those connecting blocks.
Well, that's great. I think I'd settle for just about anything but a cop.
Well, I kind of like cops.
Yeah, but you can never find one when you need one.
Well, I manage.
Cruz, are you going to talk to Harlan Richards today?
Well, not unless I can come up with something concrete to talk to him about, Mama. Figured I'd just call up whatever we can find on the computer about Richard Atkins and see if I can make a connection between Atkins and Richards.
You think you knew him?
Well, there must be some reason the man is walking around with a file on the other man's death. Have you thought any more about when you first met Mr. Atkins?
That's something I've been trying to forget
Yeah,
all
but
these
you're going to
years.
try to remember from me, right, my mind? You were going to try to remember everything you can about the guy. If he had his family around, who his friends were, who came into his club, whatever. You know, you might be able to turn up something that could help. So if you think of anything, you give me a call immediately, right?
All right, Cruz.
Thanks, I'll talk to you later.
Be careful.
Yeah, I'm always careful. I got a lot of reason to be careful. I'll see you later.
Well, I'm gonna go see if Adriana's awake.
I know she was still asleep just a minute ago when I looked in on her.
Now she's never gonna go down for her afternoon nap.
Well, if you two aren't looking like an old married couple
I'm not on duty for
already.
3 minutes.
You should know.
Beg your pardon. If you don't mind me interrupting you, I need to conduct some business with your fiancé.
Fine, go ahead. I have lots of errands to run anyway. I'll see you later.
You sure will.
Oh, thank you. I'm happy for me, too. I'll see ya.
Bye.
We got Landis Henstein working with me on the Blue Sky Brigade break-in today.
But as far as we know, there's still no sign that anything was taken.
Nothing, they just trashed the place. At least that's what Dash
Nichols.
said, yeah.
Any leads at all?
Nothing, except that it was a real professional job.
Harlan Richards?
Yeah, but what's his name?
Well, I'm not sure yet, but believe me, Michael, when I do, you'll be the first to know. Excuse me, I'm gonna talk.
Yeah, see the shop.
Morning.
Hi.
Hi. Rick sends his love.
You talked to him?
Yeah. Yeah, he just wanted you to know that he's all settled in down there and he's feeling better.
Good, I'm glad. I'd like to see him or talk to him.
I don't think that'd be a good idea right now.
Yeah, I figured.
Listen, have you had a chance to think about what I asked you?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I did. Yesterday I tried to go through my dad's desk.
On the island?
No, here in town. I was looking for that check that you think he wrote Jack Sellers.
Well, Rick saw the check. I mean, you heard the tape he made, so the check did exist.
Yeah, well, I didn't find anything, okay? And as I was in there looking through his files, my dad caught me, and he's pretty upset with me, and he thinks that you put me up to it.
I'm sorry, Tony. You know, I wanted to keep you out of this mess, but circumstances seem to have conspired against it, so...
It's all right. I mean, I want to find out what really happened as much as you do.
I appreciate it.
Office?
Can I speak to Mr. Richards, please?
I'm afraid he's not in at the moment. Would you like to leave a message? Could I tell him who called?
Carmen? What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong.
Well, if you don't want to talk about
No, it's not that. I was just thinking about him.
Richard Atkins, he must have meant a lot to you.
What did Cruz tell you?
Just about the file and that you worked for Richard Atkins.
I had an affair with him. Does that shock you?
No.
Well, it shocks me. I feel so ashamed.
You just must have cared about him.
I did. At one time. I remember when I applied for the job at his club. I mean, he was nice enough to me, but there didn't seem to be anything special about him. He wasn't even handsome. Then I got to know him. I'd never known anyone who'd put so much energy and care into what they did. Oh, and the excitement. Richard loved his life and wanted everyone around him to love what they were doing, too. Of course, I didn't realize not everything he was involved in was so lovable.
Were you in love with him?
I don't think I could allow myself that. I did come to hate him when I found out what he was doing, but not enough to kill him.
Carmen, Cruz told me that you didn't know anything about Atkins' crime connection until after he died.
Well, I was so confused when I spoke to Cruz. I mean, I don't even remember what I told him. Ian, I had to tell my son that I had an affair with this man while I was still married to Cruz's father.
Yeah, I'm sure Cruz understands that.
I don't expect anyone to understand. I'm not even sure I do. What I did was wrong. Nothing can change that.
Carmen, it is very important that Cruz knows everything now. If you're not honest
I told you I was confused.
He has to know the truth, Carmen. If you were confused and you remember something different, you have to tell him. Carmen, look at me. Cruz can't help you unless you tell him everything.
Morning, sweetheart.
Hi, Daddy.
Is there any news about your brother, Inspector?
Well, I don't think I should discuss that with you, Mr. Richards. I wouldn't want your good friend, the commissioner, to get upset all over again. So, if you'll excuse me. What are you doing, McLeod?
I was looking for the McCall file.
Boswell has it.
Okay, I'll check with him.
What are you doing here anyway? You covering for somebody today?
No, I got my shift changed. My wife was complaining about me working nights. Now she'll be complaining I'm not bringing home enough money. You can't win one way or the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, how you doing? So did forensics come up with anything on the break-in at the Blues office?
Nothing. Saying the same thing I've been saying. Looks like the work of pros.
And who do you want to bet is signing the checks, Michael? Harland Richards is our man, and we can't do a damn thing about it until we can come up with some kind of proof.
Mr. Ridgway called. He's going to be about 15 minutes late.
Thanks.
Hi, Eden.
Craig.
Got a minute to talk?
Well, look, if it's about Kelly and Robert,
Look. The one thing that you said we had in common is we don't want to see Kelly get hurt, right?
So?
So I think she may be about to have her teeth kicked in.
Sit down.
Thank you. I think you should look at this. It's an interview that Deborah London did with Robert Barr. I think you'll find it very interesting.
Is this part of her documentary?
Yeah, but I think it's going to wind up on the cutting room floor.
How did you get a hold of it?
I borrowed it. Eden, I know that you don't think Robert would ever fool around on Kelly.
Oh, and this is, I don't know, evidence to the contrary?
You tell me. By the way, did you know that Deborah London has long blonde hair and doesn't wear glasses?
Since when?
She's been going around in a disguise. Something about wanting to be taken seriously. Look, just take a look at this tape. Decide for yourself. Let me know what you think.
Oh, Craig.
Hi.
fine.
I was just telling him out of the gardens are beautiful, and I would really like to have the reception there. The offer still stands.
Absolutely.
You're spoiling her.
Well,
And if it's not too much trouble, would you be able to help me out with picking my dresses? I went to a couple
I'd love
shops.
to.
I've narrowed it down to about like
50.
You stop it. No, I'm a bride. I'm allowed to be picky. Will you tell him?
it is a right. Actually, it's a sacred obligation. See?
Hello.
Hi, sweetie.
Hi, baby.
I was waiting for you.
See. Hi, man. How you doing? Hello.
Look, let's let these two have lunch because we still have to figure out your reception menu.
Oh, yes. Oh, I wanted to thank you, too, for everything that you've done. You've been wonderful, okay? Okay. Bye.
She sure seems happy.
Yeah, she is.
What's this? Homework?
Not exactly. Craig Hunt gave it to me.
Why? He's trying to break into the news business?
It's part of Robert's interview for the Deborah London documentary. Craig seems to think this might be reason for Kelly to reconsider marrying Robert.
Oh, well, here we go. Did we not discuss you staying out of this?
I was innocently sitting here. I was sitting here, and he came over. He gave
Why
me
don't
the
you
tape.
innocently walk across the room and give him his tape back? Where is it?
I haven't even looked at
Which
it.
makes it the perfect time to get rid of it.
So you don't think I should look at it?
I hate to interrupt, but could you possibly give me the name of some caterers, please?
Sure. Have a seat.
Thanks.
Cheers.
McLeod.
Hey, you got anything for me?
Castillo's still shooting blanks. He's pushing hard to link you to the break-in at the Blues office, but forensics won't find anything.
That's good. You just keep me informed.
You got it.
It was a really beautiful line, but it was sort of old-fashioned.
Listen, would you excuse me for 1 second?
McLeod. Hello? Hello?